I'm absolutely delighted to welcome Emily Teague, who is a fertility expert and specialist in helping people to become pregnant. So welcome, Emily.
Thank you very much for having me.
So what is a fertility expert? Is it not easy for people to get pregnant? What's the deal?
Well, it's just, for me, it's helping people find out what the blocks are emotionally. I've been a therapist for years, so I've worked with many people that come to me for everything from anxiety to depression, fears, phobias, and slowly, synchronistically, I kind of started working with the womb, and it's a similar pattern, really. So if there's some kind of trauma or there's emotional blocks, it could be something that's in the lineage and the ancestral line, then that can prevent the body from feeling safe enough to fall pregnant. So the womb can be struggling. So my job is to help the ladies to get themselves in a really good place, and then baby comes naturally, usually, if it's meant to, if it's in alignment.
Is it always women that you work with, or I mean, we know in nature man has a part to play in this process, but do you end up helping men as well?
Some of my clients say, "Oh, can you work with my husband as well?" And usually it's not always about fertility. I mean, it could be confidence, it could be a pattern that they're in, or it could be an addiction. So yes, I definitely work with men in therapy, and if my fertility clients come to me and ask me if their husbands can come and see me, then I work with their husbands as well, yes. And also I teach the women to go home and teach stuff to their husbands. I get them to do self-massage, so the husbands or the partners can be involved in that as well, which is quite nice.
Excellent. So how did you get involved with this, Emily? It's quite a specialist area, and I'm particularly interested in the fertility stuff, because everything else you do is great, fine, wonderful. I don't want to belittle it, but the fertility is particularly interesting to our listeners. So how did you get involved? Why do you think that there's a kind of a struggle these days to get pregnant?
Well, I found fertility massage by accident. I've been doing massage for years, since I left school. I used to work on the cruise ships doing massage, and I started doing work as a therapist. And I also do kind of spiritual readings. And I was at an event in Chelmsford once, and there was a big, massive event, like spiritual event, and I ended up doing a reading for a lady that actually was the founder of fertility massage. And we became friends because she actually lived in Mersey Island, which is where my caravan is. So we had a lot in common. We got chatting, we kind of stayed in touch, and she kept saying to me, "Emily, you'd be brilliant at doing fertility massage, blah blah blah." And I said, "Well, I'm busy enough, I've got enough clients, I don't really want to do massage, I don't want to add that in, and then all of a sudden spirit kind of slapped me around the face, because every single client that I had for the next few weeks, months even, needed some kind of womb help. So they might have been ladies that had a termination, and there was so much guilt and shame and this big dark secret holding them, under them. I had ladies that had miscarriage, ladies that had some kind of sexual abuse. So I kind of felt like I was being pushed spiritually to do this work, and in the end I said, "All right then, I'll do it." So my friend, then we became friends, Claire Spink. She's amazing. She founded this herself, and she taught me the fertility massage. My first case study actually was a girl that I went to school with, and she'd been trying for about 10 months for a baby, and nothing was happening. So I saw her twice as my case study, and she fell pregnant. She turned up one day, okay, and I cried my eyes out. I cry thinking about it. So I cry all the time at everything. So I thought, okay, I like this. So from then it just sort of carried on. I've been doing that for about 9 years, the fertility massage. But what I realised was that all of the other skills that I do kind of link in. So I've made it my own, really. I still use massage with my clients, but I incorporate my work with trauma. I incorporate my tapping. I give my clients quite a lot of homework that I was never, taught as a fertility massage. I've kind of incorporated everything that I've learned over the years and made it my own. So, and I have a lot of success. I help a lot of women to fall pregnant, but also help a lot of women. Like I always explain it, is that it's getting them in a really good place to have this baby as well, because that's really important emotionally.
Yeah, absolutely. Emotions have got a lot to answer for, haven't they? I find that with the people that I support as well. If the emotions aren't clear, then they will struggle to heal from whatever the condition is that they come to see me about. Well, they don't come to see me, I do everything virtually. Talking of which, people come to you at the moment, because obviously you can't do a massage on somebody without seeing them, but I believe you're developing a course, an online program. Tell us about that.
Yes, I'm quite excited. It's taking me out of my comfort zone, because I'm not a camera person, and I like to be able to touch people. But it's just been coming to me for probably a couple of years, really. Just these bringing these ideas into my head, and finally, probably about 3 months ago, I thought, right, okay, I'm going to have to do this, because I'm being really pushed in my meditations. It was coming to me, so I put together a package for fertility to start with, which will be ready any day, actually. So this is a course that people can do in the comfort of their own home, because there's only one of me. I can't help everybody. So in this package, I recommend that they do self-massage, which I've put a link in for, of my teacher actually teaching self-massage. But what I'm offering in the package is the emotional support. So we'd use EFT, which is tapping on the meridians. I'm sure your watchers know, your listeners know about this. So it's about removing the trauma from the body. So as we start to tap, we start to express the emotions. So it's about expressing, not just the positive stuff, but the negative stuff, what their fears are, what's the record that they're playing over and over in their head. And by doing that and tapping it, it kind of gives the body permission to let go of some of those fears. So yeah, in the package, I'm doing tapping videos, I'm doing meditations, which I do one-to-one with my clients, but I've just recorded them for them. I've got a gratitude diary on there, and I've got lots of printable information and tips. And yeah, I'm really, really excited, because I feel like this is going to help a lot of women that I can't physically, see, and also women in other countries. So yeah, it's really exciting.
Excellent, well done. And it's so rewarding when you hear stories like you said, your school friend who became pregnant after two sessions with you. That's really, really satisfying, isn't it? When you know you can actually see that you're making a real difference.
I was hooked immediately.
You mentioned spirit guiding you. So tell us about that, because I think your childhood, your mother was involved, and you've met some interesting people over the years through the spirit connection.
Yes. So when I was a child, my mum was really good friends with she did a mediumship circle. She was friends with Tony Stockwell, so he's quite a famous UK medium. So at the age of 13, I was like, oh my God, this is so cool. I used to meet up with them and go and watch him, and see my mum go off she used to lock herself in the downstairs toilet with her meditation cushion, and it was like, it was her bit of time. So I've been brought up in that sort of way. From the age of 19, I started to do massage on cruise ships, and I knew I was good at it. I knew I was good at massage. I wasn't good at beauty. I don't know how I got the job, but I did. And I would find that, and I was 19, I would be giving someone a massage, and then I would get this information for them. I don't know where it would, well, I didn't know where it came from. I would say, okay, I think have you read this book, or do you need to do this, or is this going on in your life? And I'd just get these little visions. So I was definitely a healer before I knew I was a healer. And I worked with spirit at a young age, and it always kind of, it just come really natural to me. So yeah, and then there was a long time when I had my children where I kind of turned that off, and then it came back. I sort of asked, can you leave me alone for a little while? I need to be a mum. And then once I was ready, it came back, and I started to work with spirit again. And it's amazing, because when you work when I work with my spirit team, I know I'm protected and safe, and also I don't take on other people's stuff, because I'm a counsellor, but a spiritual counsellor. So I know that a lot of counsellors, they'll need some kind of counselling after they counsel people, But because I work with spirit, I don't ever feel drained. I don't ever feel like I need any help. I clear my field as soon as the client leaves, and that's me shut off. And also, I don't even really remember a lot of the session, which is amazing. So I don't have to overthink and worry about people. So I'm really blessed. I love my job. I'm very lucky.
Brilliant. It's oozing out of you, absolutely oozing. And it's so, so important for people to enjoy what they do, regardless of their profession or career or business, whatever it is. If you don't enjoy what you do, you can't give your best. Your health will suffer, you get miserable, and then you pass it on to other people. The whole lot's a vicious negative circle, isn't it?
Definitely, and you get unhealthy then.
Yeah, absolutely. It was similar kind of things happened to me over the years, where I've been trying to get back more into corporate. Well, I'm not trying to. I am now getting back more into the corporate area, where I'm comfortable. But for many years, I've been helping people with reversing cancer because of my own story of reversing stage 4. And that's great, fine, lovely. However, it was exhausting me. And as you said, when there's only one of you and you want to give your best, what was happening with me is I was just tiring myself out, spending hours helping people. And quite often they weren't even prepared to help themselves. So I just thought, I don't want to do this anymore. So I've found other ways to help people as well. So I still continue and graduate in a way that's protecting me, that's helping me. And I've got the better balance now as well. So it's not just the fact that we help other people, we need to help ourselves as well in the process, don't we?
Definitely. Every client becomes a mirror, I think, anyway, for me. I tend to have like a theme. So sometimes there'll be stuff that I'm experiencing in my life. And then I have like 3 clients that have got a similar pattern. I'm like, oh, okay, thank you. Because I'm getting help as I'm working with them, because, it feeds you and it nourishes you. And that's, I just love my job every day. I'm so lucky.
It's fabulous to see your enthusiasm. You can feel it, you can see it, it's coming through the Zoom. And so that's really lovely after such a long time of doing this work as well.
Yeah, because it never stops shocking me how, just the synchronicities, the magical things, that when I say something to someone and I see the epiphany, I can just see that dropping into their field, and I'm like, oh wow, this is, it's just nice, because you're making big changes in people's lives. And this is why I'm so passionate with the fertility stuff, because I really believe that on a soul level, these babies, they're pretty special. These babies that need to come in at the moment, they're here to make a big dent in humanity, and we need them to be born. So in a way, I feel like that's why I'm being pushed to do this, because we all need that. We need these babies, and we need these babies to hit the ground running. So I always say to my clients when they come to see me, don't even overthink the fertility stuff. Let's just get you in the best possible position that you can be as a woman, to love who you are, to honour your time, to have good boundaries, to have good self-care. And then when that baby comes in, it's going to hit the ground running rather than have to dredge through all mum's stuff. So I think there's so many layers to what I do, definitely. Yeah.
Brilliant. And do you help them, or do you pass them on to somebody else to help them with the nutrition? Because it sounds as though the main concentration is the physical and emotional side of things. Do you guide them on what to eat and that kind of thing?
A little bit. I'm not a nutritionist, but I do talk to them about food. I do talk to them about, like dairy. Dairy's pretty bad for you when you're trying for a baby, because the hormones that are used to keep the cows lactating. I talk all the time. I am a bit of a Don Tolman fan. I don't know if you know Don Tolman.
No, I don't know.
Oh my gosh, I'm going to send you the podcast. I'm obsessed with him. I've been sharing his podcasts for, I reckon, about 12 years, maybe longer. And I've actually got his phone number because I'm a fangirl. But he talks about foods that look like the organ that they're meant to help.
Oh,
so
yes.
he talks about tomato, and it's got the 4 chambers, and it's really good for the heart. The walnut, it looks like a brain, so it's really good for dementia and mental issues. And then he also talks, and this is what I tell my clients all the time, about an avocado. So an avocado, when it's cut in half, it looks like a baby in the womb. Amazingly, it also takes 9 months from seed to ripen fruit to grow. So God definitely made avocados to heal the womb. So I get all my ladies to either have avocado oil every day. I tell them to freeze avocados, put them in smoothies. As much as you can eat avocados, that's one of the biggest things that I say to people. But yes, I don't really have a particular nutritionist that I would recommend. I would just say to them, look for one in your area. And I do add these information onto the online package as well.
Brilliant, brilliant. So how do people get hold of you, Emily?
So my website is www.soulinspiration.co.uk, and from there you can find all my social media. It's actually under construction, but I think it will be ready by the time this podcast goes out. So from there you can email me, or you can send me a message, or you can find me on Instagram through my website, and just drop me a message. I quite like to voice note as well. I like people to feel my energy and just feel that I'm real and that I'm honest. So yes, if you're in Essex, I can work with you one-to-one. If you're not in Essex and you want therapy, I can work with you on Zoom or FaceTime. But if it's for fertility and you're not in Essex or London, because I have clients come to me from quite a lot of different areas, then the packages, that's what I'm aiming for, being able to help people with online. So
Brilliant.
yeah.
Whereabouts in Essex, Emily?
I live in Stamford-Hope, which is quite near to Lakeside, so it's really easy to get off the M25 to us here in Stamford-Hope.
Brilliant. So your website again?
www.soulinspiration.co.uk.
Brilliant. Thank you so much, and may you have many more babies.
Yes, thank you.
Thanks for your time today, Emily.
Thank
Bye
you,
for now.
Elaine. Lots of love. Thank you.